Oy vey, are you still here? I am. Let's build a drop target. I'm going to bring in a stand-up target that I already built that I know is accurate because we need to move this project along. We are maybe fatiguing a little bit, and it would be nice to just have this done, right? So we're just going to build the outline of our drop target and then add some thickness. This is a tombstone style. It's got like a hood over it. I'm sorry, not tombstone style. Like the hooded kind, not the tombstone ones from earlier sterns. So I don't have a good model of this that I have any faith in as far as accuracy. So that's why we're doing this today. And I have one just right in front of me. So that's always so helpful to getting things right. Okay, and then another 5/16 here. Okay, and that's the top of the drop target. So then what we need to do is pull a loop here and do a little more measuring. Out to 1 inch. And then we need to why don't I know how to do this? It's super aggravating. There we go, finally. Sorry about that. And that bevel's about like that. And we're just using the outside of this here, so let's clean these up. That's a mess that we don't need. So, you know, the nice thing though is that filling these is not terribly difficult. Oh, it's not supposed to be anyway. Because I didn't grab the edge. So you should be able to just fill it like that. See, that's real simple. Looks like there's a gap there. We don't want that. Whoop! Clean this up. Well, that sure was a sloppy way to do that, and I've got more slop here. All right, well, if you're still here, now we have the basic outline of this thing. And so we can give it some depth by adding a solidify modifier. But we want to make sure our faces are all going the same way. And the thickness of this thing is 3/16 of an inch, so we'll just put that in there so that's accurate. And we're going to end up applying that. But first, let's see what it looks like if we add a bevel here. Plastic just isn't that sharp. Cool. So we'll apply this, although, you know, not all of this stays exactly the same. Need to create a couple loop cuts in here. Let's start with 3 and see if that does the trick for us. So we want to take this, but not these, and we want to straighten these out. And then move them. Well, we'll move these in tandem with this one. So we'll do the same thing over here. Okay. And then we'll take both of these and we'll come out that way. We are the same distance from the edge. Okay. And so this is like our normal thickness for all of this. But then a couple of these faces, this face and this face and this face. Wow. Home runs left and right today. And that face. We need to bring up, how much? 1/16 of an inch. Like that. Yup. And then that edge. And that edge. Get beveled like that. So now we've got a little bit of extra geometry we'll clean up. There we go. So that looks correct. And the face looks correct. So then the last thing to do would be to bring this down. So we need a loop cut. Right here. And then grab our top faces here. Those 3, those 4, and that 4. And then this comes down to 1/8 of an inch. So we'll bring that down. And there we go. There's our drop target. Obviously this extends down. And, you know, if it was... Okay, one thing I want to fix really quick that I'm not real thrilled about. We'll lay this thing back down. Is there's a bump right here that I shouldn't have ignored. So we're going to go back in and fix it. So I'm going to bring these here. And then we're going to extrude this up. And bring this out so that it's that really should be sheared. I don't want to change the size of that. So find our shear tool and shear along X, right? Apparently not. Come on, you fool. Shear along Y. Until that looks fairly flat. Yep, cool. And then we should be able to grab this and this. Let's get rid of, let's make sure these vertices, there's only one here. Yep, those are together now, and those are together now. So now if we pull a bevel on these, we should get the right shape. Yes, we do. Exactly right. Okay, so that's what that shape looks like on the piece, and then, oh, you know, good grief, what a mess we made. So, you know, that's just some basic cleanup here. I don't know, those tries, I don't like that. Let's do that a different way. Yep. Far less ugly. Okay, so then we can take that and, you know, I've got a little bit of cleanup I should do up here. Straighten all these out. But I don't know, that's stuff I can do later. So we'll just clean that up, and there we go. That is exactly what I wanted. Now we can go back and, you know, instead of being a fool like I was and placing these this way, we're going to, you know, rotate this. Place this, and then instead of making copies of this, which is so dumb, you want to make instances of this. And what instancing does is it creates no new mesh data. So essentially these are all using the exact same information as this one. So if I do end up having something else I want to change on this model, then it'll change on all of these as well. So that was a dumb oversight on my part last time. And so I can grab these. Alt-D instead of making duplicates. Get those in place. Alt-D again. So now, if we do have changes to make, I can just grab this one, and if I do want to make that change, it's going to change it globally for all of these. And that's because this already went just far too long. Then I'm going to draw it out a little bit further. I thought about this more. And the back of the target, I'm doing this because I'm a fool, but also because there's a little bit of subsurface scattering that happens with plastic. I feel like some of that's going to happen. This is a uniform thickness here, but really what we want is this pushed in. About like that. So there we go. That's a more accurate model. Very little extra geometry, but that will make a difference with subsurface as light, kind of moves through the plastic and affects how we view that. So I promise not to come back and record anymore today. I promise. But again, as we looked at earlier, I made that change to this one, and check this out. It's done on all of them. So there you go. Instancing is just a smart way to work when you can.